Hey there guys, in this video I'm going to be using some tickets on the Xenogears banner, just tickets, no lapis, no step up, etc. This is going to be, a ticket pull video. These are usually boring, but also during the ticket pulls I'm going to be just talking about Brave XPS in general and touching on some points that I made in my news video the other day. So first of all, let's go ahead and just start using tickets, and if I get Grahf, outstanding. If I get id, I'll be very sad. If I get Ellie or Faye, happy. But anyway, so one thing about my video that I made yesterday is people on Reddit and stuff seem to take it that, well, Reddit, Discord, etc., that means I'm going to be like quitting the game, and that's not the case. That's not the case. Like, I'm absolutely frustrated with some of the decisions that the global server has been making recently. There's my Ellie, outstanding. Already starting off on a high note. Yeah, and I have been definitely, irritated with some decisions global is making recently, but I'm not like to the point where I'm going to be quitting the game. So, I've seen like comments like, Sinjar said he's quitting the game because he's really frustrated in his video. I am frustrated with the things on global, but I'm not quitting, at least not yet. So that, just to absolutely clarify that, this is not like, oh, I'm quitting. No, I'm irritated, I'm frustrated with some decisions they're making, but I have not gotten to the point where it's so much that I can't take it anymore. It might get there eventually, but we're not there yet. So just, to clear that up. And yes, I am, like I mentioned, I am a little frustrated with some of the decisions they're making. I'm not going to rehash all the stuff I went over in my previous video. And also, I do want to just, let it be known that I am aware that, various situations with, Gumi, their workforce, etc., and they are, crunched for time, for manpower and stuff. So I get that. And some of the skips and all are probably due to that. It's not just, we don't feel like doing it. There is probably reasons. I don't think that's like a total, free pass, because I do think they should still do what they have to do to get the stuff in, but I don't think that Gumi is being, like, trying to be mean to players. That's my first Bart ever, which is awesome. He didn't get his upgrades, but it is cool to still get him. So now I have actually all of the Xenogear 5 stars. I've gotten them all at this point. That was the one that I didn't have yet. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to try to not, just be so negative. I realize I've been kind of in a foul mood, and it's probably been, contagious and stuff. Awesome. I'm so happy about those Ellies. So I'm going to try to keep it positive and keep a good spin on things. Like tomorrow, we're going to be doing some content and stuff. I will try to not be salty about stuff. I'll be happy. I'll be happy. As far as Kane goes, I talked about him on the news video a bit. I'm thinking I might go for Kane. I always did want Kane from a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. I talked about him in a long time video, like some upcoming units that I'm looking forward to, and one of the only units on that list outside of, unknown global exclusives was Kane. Like, the collaboration video I did with Deus. I say Deuced. I've always said Deuce for years and years and years. He corrected me. It's Deus. The other YouTuber and stuff. Did a collaboration video with him, and we talked about some future upcoming units. This was like 2 months ago, and Kane was the unit on that list that I really wanted at that time. And again, I am certainly not happy that apparently Kane's price tag has been jacked up enormously, not to mention these shards have been removed. But I really wanted Kane. I've been looking forward to him for 2+ months, which is, again, a big part of the reason I got so irritated yesterday seeing the news, that a unit I have been waiting for a long time is now going to cost so much more than he, in my opinion, should cost, because he's not premium or anything, but they're charging premium prices for him. But I've been waiting a long time for Kane, and I really want him. Also, the vision card, the special vision card that's being added on the banner. I don't think that's one of those absolutely must-have critical cards where you're gonna cry forever if you miss it and don't have it. I don't think so. I don't know. You can't tell the future. There may very well be, you know, a global exclusive next week that is like, I really want this card. You never know. So you have to really make your own decision on that Vision card. And of course, I'm kind of jumping ahead a little bit. That's tomorrow's content, not today's. But I've been considering it, you know, since yesterday, and I do think I have kind of convinced myself to go for Kane. So we're probably going to go for him. If I have to go all the way to the 45,000 pity and like don't get any copies, I will certainly be unhappy. But of course, that is just gacha in general, so that is not like any kind of new issue. That is just luck of the draw. And you know, while I do sometimes get irritable at bad pulls, I don't like blame that on anything. That is just the way it works. You have to be able to accept sometimes bad pulls when you're playing a gacha game. Usually have to be able to accept it, because pretty often, more often than not, you're usually going to not get what you want easily in a gacha game. That's just the way it works, which, you know, I realize that, I accept that. So tomorrow, if I don't get Kane all the way to pity, you know, sad face. But if I do get him, outstanding. Like these ticket pulls I'm doing right here, you know. I did get 2 Ellies right away, so that was great. But, you know, no Neos. We haven't used any tickets yet. We've gone through, like, what, 12 tickets or so, no Neos. To be expected, the rate's like 3%. And then the on-banner, well, the Grahf rate that I actually, the reason I'm doing these tickets is for Grahf, and his rate is, of course, 1%. So I think I started with 35 tickets, I think, sometime around there. So, you know, the chances of getting Grahf are pretty low. So hopefully this is a Faye or Ellie. Those are the ones that I really want at this point. I mean, we're doing great on the rainbows. You know, it was pointed out to me, or I did realize it, one of the two, that I actually saw it myself on the first day. The 5-star pool is only Xenogear units. So if you see a rainbow, it's one of those 5, and there's a 2 in 5 chance it's a good result. At this point, I got my 1 copy of Bart. I don't really want any more. Satan and Maria were just duds from the start. I don't want either of those. But Faye and Ellie are good pulls. Ellie is the one I want as many copies as possible. Like, if I got 14 Ellies, I'd give a thumbs up. I'd be happy with that. If I got, you know, Faye, I want to stop when I get EX3. Stop when I get EX3. But we're not there yet. Well, here's a Neo. So we've got there's one of 3 options. We've got a 1% chance of the Grahf that I'm looking for, a 1% chance of Super Sadness if we get id, and a 1% chance of off banner, which at that point has a high chance of being also Sadness, but could be like a Tyvus or a, you know, a Coastal Frisia or something like that. See what we get. Whew. And yep, there's the Sadness. Okay, well, expected. Ultra sad. Ah, jeez. Well, if nothing else, I now have the Xenogears card for my Faye. So, yeah. Yeah, the problem with id is that he is really, really bad if you don't get his EX2, because he needs his EX2 to get his LB boost, and without his LB boost, he is, like, not good. Just to be straight up honest here. Man, that feels very sad. And there's another dud. Uh-oh, the polls are going down. We were doing so good in the start. We got like 2 or 3 Ellies. We got some Fays, and then we're getting id and Sighton. Oh no. Oh no. I can't believe I got id. Although on the other hand, if I do happen to get Grahf before these tickets run out, id's oh, gotta lock that. Gotta lock a Zell. Id's TMR is good on Grahf, so that is something. Yeah, and just, you know, for you guys that haven't been following like the JP server and stuff, the new unit to lock when you pull them is Guy, the 3-star Guy. He got a Neovision's Awakening in the JP server. Hey, there's another Faye. Outstanding. At this point, I can EX3 Faye after getting the login STMR moogles and the login shards. They did say in the news that they're going to be mailing us the missing shards. You know, a lot of us were wondering where are the shards for Faye, because they promised EX1 for free and we did not get enough. They put out a news bulletin that they're going to mail the missing shards during maintenance, so they'll be here tomorrow. Yeah, so at this point, if I spend some Omni Prisms, I can get an EX3 Faye. I'd rather not blow like 4 Omni Prisms for EX3 Faye, so before these 20 tickets are gone, you know, a couple more Fays would be nice, but I do have the option of getting Faye. And actually, I can, because I got that id, I can actually make a decent Faye, because I can use id's TMR on Faye, and I have id's card for Faye, so I'm more incentivized to try to get that Faye EX3 now, because we do have the stuff for him. And tomorrow's content, you know, we've got the Dullahan trial, we've got the part 2 of Vision World, we've got the Demon Wall from the Mog King EX stage. So we got a bunch to do, and you know, again, I'm gonna try to keep it positive, and I'll do guides for all that. You know, I'm gonna, like, I originally was gonna just do like, Ellie. So we got Ellie. Are we turning the luck back around? Are we going back towards good luck? Are we gonna get Grahf? Oh, give me Grahf. I'd be so happy. I just can't justify going what was it, 40k for Grahf, especially if I'm going for Kane. Like I had to make a decision. Grahf or Kane. Well, they're 7-star Bart. You know, yay! Without an Omni Prism, so that's nice. And I decided to guarantee Kane, I think, instead of Grahf. You know, Grahf is great. Grahf is honestly probably better than Kane overall for Dark Visions, just because he's non-elemental. Kane is locked to an element. Kane should do more damage once we get the Dragoon variance update. He does more damage than Grahf. But Kane is locked to lightning or holy element. Now you can, of course, mix elements. You know, like Sephiroth is locked to dark element. We still use Sephiroth everywhere. So, you know, Kane's the same thing. He is locked to 2 elements, but we can imbue him and split the elements. Also, in the future, Kane does get some really nice upgrades. I mentioned this in the news video. Kane gets, well, the variance update will really help Kane, but also the gear from Ricard in the distant future will help out Kane a lot. Whereas Grahf, I mean, Grahf is great and all, but there's nothing from the visible JP future coming down the pipeline that will continue to power up Grahf. Like, Grahf is good when you get him, but that's where he's staying. He's not going to move up in the future, while Kane will be moving up in the future based on future stuff. Well, there's a third copy of Bart. Unfortunately, Bart's STMR is really underwhelming. It's like 60 attack power and 50 machine killer, which is like basically the same thing as Regina's STMR, but worse, because Regina's gives 2 other killers, but also gives 50 machine and 60 attack power. So yeah, I don't really want to see any more Bart, unfortunately, but whatever. You know, more Faye or Ellie would still be the goal here for the remainder tickets, because, you know, I don't want to use Omnis on Faye if I don't have to, but I might. Because I have id now, I'm really tempted to maybe go for Faye's EX3. Like, Faye is decent and all. He's not anything mind-blowing, but he is Dark Element, and, you know, he goes on a team great with Sephiroth, and I love me some Dark teams with Sephiroth. Unfortunately, I didn't pull Fenrir Knight Reese, so I can't do, like, the Ultimate Omega Dark team with the Dark Field. Actually, speaking of Fenrir Knight Reese, she's another unit that would really like the card coming out tomorrow. The special card on the Kane banner. So if you are a Fenrir Knight Reese fan, then the card tomorrow is where it's at. It'd be good for her. I told myself, like, no matter what happens with these polls, I'm not gonna get upset. But I did get id, and like, I'm not upset about id. It was from tickets, whatever. But I keep thinking about that id. Like, why was it id? Why couldn't it have been Grahf? It's the wrong Neovision. Feels so bad. We do have still multiple weeks of, not multiple weeks, I think one more week of free polls. So it's not game over yet. It's not game over yet. But now that the ticket supply is dwindling, it does seem like we're probably not going to get that Grahf, but we still have a chance. It's still got time. Hey, Faye! I'm not sure how many that is at this point, so I'd have to add it up. But we're getting a lot closer to that EX3 without using Omnis. Alright. And yeah, and by the way, the reason I'm using all my tickets is because this is a collaboration banner, and this is actually one of the last times ever that 5-star units are on a banner. So, well, not other than like rerun collaborations. Like if we potentially get the Legend of Mana or Trials of Mana, whatever Vision World in the future, and if they do add Flammy or something to the banner, then that'd be an option. Ooh, Sighton, complete dud. Then that would have like 5-star units, but like there's no 5-star units coming from the JP server. They just stopped making them, period. And even future collaborations don't have any new 5-star units. So it feels like this is probably the last time to chase rainbow units. So I'm using this for the chance at Faye and Ellie. And overall, I'm pretty happy with my results with Faye and Ellie. I've gotten a bunch of Fays. I've gotten 4 Ellies. I got 2 Ellies from the login polls, by the way. Those were like off screen, but during the past week, I had crazy luck with Ellie. I got 2 of her during login polls, and that was super cool. And now I got 2 more of her today, so that was great. Emeralda, and I think this is the last ticket. It is. Okay, so I guess the Grahf dream dies here for today. We still got a week. It could upgrade. Oh God, are you really gonna tease me like this? Well, here we go. Last ticket. One more time. Nope. Ooh. Oh! End on a high note. Awesome. Awesome. I like that. Okay. There's all the tickets. We're not doing the step up. I did get id. He needs his EX2. Oh God. What am I gonna do about that id? So how are we doing on Xenogears units? Let's go ahead and check. So Xenogears, other. Alright, so there's my id. Oh, id. Why? Just why? Alright, how are we doing on Faye? So Faye is, where's Faye at? Ellie. I got a bunch of, oh, I'm so happy about those Ellies with that. So that's 6 copies of her STMR if I really want. I'm probably not gonna make 6, but I'll definitely make more than 1. So Faye, okay, so we're getting STMR Moogle next week. We already got 25 shards. We're getting 50 more shards. That's 75 shards, and that's EX1. EX1, 1, 2, 3 is EX2. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I would only need 1 Omni Prism to get EX3. Awesome. That's awesome. That's super awesome. Okay, I won't do that until the very last free pull is done, because I might get that last Faye from a free pull. But yeah, there's an EX3 Faye with 1 Omni Prism, which 1 Omni Prism is fine. I'm willing to do that. If I don't get any more Fays until the event over, I'll Omni Prism on the very last, after the last pull, and EX3 Faye. Nice, very nice. And then he'll have id's TMR and id's Vision card for him as well. So I'll go ahead and grab id's shards from the VIP shop. That'll be EX1. We've got 5 hours into a maintenance. I've got to decide if it's worth 5k for id shards to get his EX2 quicker when the shard dungeon comes around, but completely honest here, I don't think it's worth 5k for id shards. I really don't. I'll just not have a good id and just cry about it, but whatever. I don't think id's worth 5k. I really don't. Well, in any case, this video is a lot longer than I intended it to be. So yeah, just to recap, I will do, Dullahan, Part 2, Vision World, etc. tomorrow, and I might at some point go back to the original Vision World bosses and, like, rerun them with, like, more budget runs and stuff. Maybe I'll use Faye on Monday of next week after I get the last of the login stuff for Faye and I can EX2 him. I'll go back and rerun some Vision World stuff. I don't know, we'll see. But that's going to be the end of this for now. I used some tickets. I tried for Grahf, didn't get him. I think I will be going for Kane tomorrow. So look for the poll video tomorrow. See you then.